Terra is the name we've given to an online hub for managing and making accessible information and data about climate change adaptation research. Australia is actually one of the leading countries for climate change adaptation research, so there's now both a need and an opportunity to make the data and information coming from that research more securely stored, so it's not lost, more readily discoverable so that it can be reused and applied by decision makers, other researchers and practitioners in the field. So this is really the first initiative in Australia to take a systematic and comprehensive approach, working across sectors with different stakeholders to try and gather and make much more available data and information about climate change adaptation. One of the key partners is ANZ, and our main development partner is QCIF, and of course the development is focused here at Griffith University.
The value for Terra for us is in two things. Firstly, in the kinds of information that it can store and the ways that people can access that information and get to it. But secondly, and I think more importantly, Terra has value as a place for the community to come together to manage its own data. So I think our hope for Terra is that it will be taken up widely by the climate change adaptation community and become their preferred location for storing this kinds of information and data that they need to work with.
I think the success of Terra to date has been its strong value proposition to people that are looking to undertake climate change adaptation work. Really what it says to them is that we can help you discover information, data and utilise and access that information throughout all steps of the climate change adaptation process. So in terms of functionality, we've tried to focus on user needs. So essentially in building the Terra interface, we've looked at how people want to discover information, and the Griffith team has essentially reflected that in the end product. And this is really precisely what the climate change adaptation community is saying they want. Keeping that in mind, it's really no surprise that users are starting to utilise Terra and it's been recognised both domestically and internationally.
The National Climate Change Adaptation Research Facility has worked with a number of different research organisations from around Australia to deliver over 140 projects over the past 5 years. This has resulted in over 200 products, hundreds of reports, fact sheets, policy guidance briefs, all of which is really important to get out to what we call the end users or stakeholders. All of our reports are housed on Terra at the moment, and we continue to work with them to look at ways of making it more discoverable. And we hope that other people involved in climate change adaptation around Australia will use the Terra database to house their material, and we continue to build on that as a great resource for Australia into the future.